What's happening, fandoms? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we react to music videos and shows. Today we're back on the Expanse. We're getting closer to the end of season 4. This is episode 8, The One-Eyed Man. And this refers to basically the old story about how the one-eyed man is king in the kingdom of blind people, basically. There's a story, something like that. But Holden is about to become pretty much the only person in this entire planet that can see, while everyone else is blind from this eye invading organism. In the last episode, we saw a little bit of the aftermath of this tidal wave. We definitely found some new dangers and perils because they discovered these toxic, like instantly toxic slugs have invaded the water supply, and they're crawling all over the place. They're on the ceiling, the walls, that no one is safe from anything. And this is especially spooky because everybody's about to be blind, and if these little slugs can be anywhere anytime, how's anyone going to avoid touching them? And it doesn't take much. Literally within seconds of touching these slugs, people are dead. And so this world, if proto-molecule machines terraforming the whole surface of the planet weren't scary enough, if the moons destroying the shuttles weren't terrifying enough, the flying blades that can come from nowhere and swoop in and slice you up, if none of that was scary enough, now anywhere at any time there could be lurking a thing that instantly kills you if you touch it, and everyone's blind. So this is bound to be a very horrific episode. I'm sure we're gonna see some more deaths, and the horror nature of it was well portrayed in the books. And I've been wondering pretty much this whole season if they were going to actually incorporate the slugs, because we haven't really seen any other signs of life on this planet. At least nothing that's been really represented on screen. And in the books there was life. There were lots of things that they talked about as far as a wildlife. So I was thinking from a budget perspective, they didn't want to have to create these creatures. But apparently the slugs were important enough to the plot line that they decided to put them in. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't really have much else to say about last episode. It was kind of an edge of your seat thriller style, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we go this one. So here we go. If you'd like to see full-length versions of this episode and all of our other shows, they're available on our Patreon. The link is below.
The first episode of every season is available for free to watch on our Patreon.
Thank you. Wow. That is the most casual I have ever seen her look. What a closet.
This was an unprovoked attack by the UN. These actions endanger the armistice and put the alliance around the ring gate in jeopardy.
Is that Johnson with dreads?
Has called for an investigation.
This truly is a tragedy on all sides. The OPA is our ally. Peace between our nations is essential for the colonization of the New Worlds.
Yeah.
Guy was going to push this.
Wow. Yeah. I figured that was a setup. There's no way that Marco was going to be on that ship, but How do you know? Wow, we haven't seen Johnson in a long time. Looking good, buddy.
We were both in an impossible position.
No, truce or no truce, we not sell out our own to the inners.
We all have enough blame to share. And even more problems to solve, so politics be damned.
Damn, Ashford, take charge a little.
The inners
Nice.
are looking for any way they can to control the ring, and we cannot let that happen.
Which is why I'm here. I'm negotiating a way for us to maintain control of the ring space and for the UN to remove their battleship.
Oh no. Jim's responsible for stacking the dead.
I'll let you know when we connect the ships.
Okay.
I wonder if we're gonna get Naomi doing a spacewalk.
Holden? That you?
Yeah.
Get him off me! Get him off me! Get him off! Hey, easy, easy. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Easy.
Yeah, people are freaking out even more. Yep, man.
There has to be something we're missing.
Captain Holden.
If they keep the same solution from the books, I know what it is,
We've
but
got an update from the Edward Israel. They said tomorrow the waters above us would have receded enough so that we can build camp on the surface.
That's great.
yeah. Oh, here we are, I think on Mars.
What are you doing up so early?
I'm sorry, I gotta go. How about we do waffles tonight?
Yeah, sure.
I wonder if she's gonna try and get him involved in her criminal thing to keep him from leaving for Europa.
Callisto, the offloaded cargo is being housed at storage level 3 and is scheduled for immediate recycling.
It doesn't matter.
You mean we're getting paid not to ask questions, is that it?
Is that a problem?
I'm fine with that.
Of course she is. She has
Good.
very few
I'll give you all
morals,
instructions
apparently.
tomorrow.
If easy money isn't your thing, 3-way split's better than 4, so.
In the books, the father of the family was on the Rossi, and he was a welder, so this was really his job. But now we've got the daughter and Naomi doing it.
Cable just 800 meters. No safety margin. Show your math right, Kate.
We're right. We make it work. We have to.
I meant to tell you this sooner. Thanks for hating your parents.
Belters aren't gonna forget you're the reason we're down here.
What's going on now?
What? What happened?
I think someone walked away. That way.
Is it Amos?
Amos!
It is Amos. What's going on? What are you doing, Amos?
Jesus Christ!
Nah, come on. Snap out of it. He's not taking kindly to being ineffective.
I can't lose you.
Come on, Amos. You gotta pull through this. What a messed up situation.
Murdering innocent people, our own people, in exchange for peace with the Innas.
Distasteful.
I hope Marco's wrong about our future, but I fear he's not.
Well, Marco's gonna make
Marco
sure.
is a nihilist, in the guise of a patriot. His way is not the way forward for the belt.
And this is. You sound like a politician.
He's getting wise in his old age.
Old. Age changes you in ways you don't expect.
Yeah.
My focus isn't as narrow as it once was.
I'm so glad they kept him.
Fred offer you the job of running this place, Kay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Ashford did not survive the events of book 3, so all of his storyline here is all brand new. And I like it.
Mars is changing, it's not dead.
Mars died the moment they discovered those new worlds.
He's right.
I wasn't smart enough to be on the terraforming project, and the military didn't want me, but it didn't matter. I did my duty. If you want out, just say so. You don't owe me anything anymore.
Really? It's that simple? I feel like this is
Amos?
too simple.
Amos?
Here. I'm here. That's all I ever wanted.
Damn. These stupid slugs, man. It's gonna get to Holden too.
Holden, what happened? Are you okay?
I'm gonna take another blood sample.
No, we've taken 2 blood samples. There is nothing abnormal.
I can't let us die down here.
It's not on you.
Yes, it is.
Oof.
It's on me.
It's always on Holden. He's got his savior complex in full force. He's got to do it all.
Only way.
We only need a little fluid to analyze.
I am not going to watch
Just don't
him
go in too far.
poke a syringe into his own eye. Jesus, are you kidding me? Come on. Oh, come on, stop it.
All right, I got some.
Okay, put the sample in the machine.
I was irradiated on Eros, so I'm full of oncocytals.
There we go.
Thanks.
No, I don't want your hand. You have a medication port.
Yeah, I've got to take regular injections.
The anti-cancer meds.
Yep, there we go.
It's killing the organisms. And help me gather up some chemicals.
There we go. Huh. Well, they didn't figure that out until...
It's been a while since I've seen you smile.
Yeah, interesting. In the books, they didn't figure that out for a long time. Well after they were back out on the planet's surface.
And all I can say is, I am truly sorry.
Ooh. Well, you got me again, Expanse. It's been a bit. That was extraordinary.
Got the 3rd highest score in the chemical engineering exam.
Okay.
That's great.
I was afraid this was going to be something bad for him, but it looks positive, maybe?
You know, I never got to say thank you for...
Except she has stopped believing in that, I think.
You can talk then?
Of course.
I think her little talk with Isai really changed her perspective.
I know this is not who you really are.
Oh yeah, that's what you know. So you think I need to be fucking saved, is that it?
That's not what I'm saying.
You don't get it. You're still buying into the bullshit. Look around you. The dream of Mars is dying.
Yeah,
so steal
there
and
it
get
is.
yours. That's the answer.
There it is.
What the hell happened?
See what's here when you get back.
I will. I hope you're still here too.
Seems like a good guy. That's really sad. Yeah. But Bobby's not
Double
wrong.
the ammunition stores for both PDCs.
I liked that. That had its beauty. Certain beauty to it. I don't know if we're gonna see Ashford again, though. Marco is a pretty heavy player.
Bringing her home.
And also, things have not gone exactly the way they went. So I don't know for certain that they're actually gonna do anything the same way. This is prime for an interruption of some kind. I am not confident that we're gonna get this done. I wouldn't be that close to that cable if I were you. That's a bad idea. Yeah. And that moon is still melting.
Climbing higher.
Huh. Okay. I guess we just get away with it. All right. So we're going to see the surface again for the first time in 2 episodes. Oh man, that water's still just right there though. Oof.
We're stabilizing the Bob's orbit.
Don't stand so close to that cable.
We figured I had to restore everyone's vision.
Cancer meds for why I was immune.
We're treating everyone now.
Something good finally came out of being on errors.
That's one way to look at that.
All we did was buy ourselves more time.
A UN spokesperson has condemned the media for the irresponsible release of classified information and said that an investigation of the security breach is currently underway.
Okay. Showed pictures of them bombing that monument thing.
I said I want to be alone.
Did you leak the images from New Terra?
At the memorial, they saw me as the caring matriarch you told me to be. And
Wow.
now they know I was right to be cautious about exploring.
It was all
new
calculated. She's
You
so
wanted me to make
good.
a scheme. So I did. You don't get to be upset with me because I didn't play by your rules.
All your words today were lies.
What I said about Charnapol, that wasn't a lie. Every word was the truth.
But she did use it for political advantage. That's for sure. She's a boss bitch. She's gonna do whatever it takes. Now everybody's gonna be able to protect themselves against these damn slugs.
Mrs. Murtry, has the light shuttle been prepared with a proximity detonator?
You son of a bitch. Of course he's gonna go mess up. What is happening? What? Whoa. Okay. Apparently Miller is broken or trapped or being tortured by something. I don't know what exactly that's supposed to mean, but I don't recall a scene similar to that in the book, so I have no idea what that could mean. I'm a bit lost, a bit flabbergasted by that. It's certainly impactful. It has some significant meaning, but I don't yet know how to discern what it is. Whew. We've talked about this previously. Christian's political campaign story is created whole cloth for the show. Never did such a story occur in the books that I'm aware of. I don't think it even comes from any of the published short novels or short stories. I believe that it is just literally written just for the script of the show. Her speech at that memorial was very powerful. It was super effective. And when they cut to Nancy Gow's face, her opponent, I wasn't certain what that look meant, but it certainly seemed like it was meant to convey that she was impressed by it, because she went immediately outside to the press corps and complimented her. It's been a very strong addition to the show, seeing the impacts of these events on the political landscape back on Earth. And although the impact on Mars was portrayed much, much differently in the books than it has been here, Bobby's story is revealing these impacts on Mars in a very effective way as well. And I know that Bobby's story is something that was previously published. I'm told that this storyline specifically was adapted from a short story about her. And so this is something that's published out there. I as I've said in comments and in various discussions, I have only read 4 books 1 through 6, and I haven't read any of the other associated short stories or novellas that have been published. I do intend to pick them all up and read them once I've gotten through the seasons of the show that are available, as well as finishing off books 7 through 9. But I'm very, very much enjoying the additional content that has been very well placed into this storyline, because book 4, to be honest, is a bit of a sleeper. Well, sleeper is the wrong word. It's slow. It's a slow story, and it's so very, very different from the types of stories that were told in The Expanse in books 1 through 3, where we had space battles and missions and alien stuff that was so unknown. And I mean, it's just a very different kind of a story. It feels like going from playing an action RPG to a survival game of some kind. We're in subsistence mode. This world is bleak and there's nothing here, and it's hard and dangerous, and it just has a very, very different feel. And the addition of these extra stories has really picked it up a bit for me. I think season 4 of The Expanse is far better than book 4. In the other seasons, I've thought that the show was better, but not in a significant amount. Like, I feel like maybe season 4 of The Expanse is maybe twice as good as the books, whereas it was just sort of incremental before. This show has been just so amazing at giving the writers a chance to like redo it and redo it better, and very much enjoying it. It's cool that we finally got this blindness thing kicked. It was a far shorter like conceptual time that it was in place here, I believe, because the way the books told this story, they faced the very beginnings of that eye thing before the tidal wave hit, and they didn't solve it until long after they had gotten back out of the whatever the protomolecule structure is called, and were rebuilding a base out on the surface. And so it felt like a much shorter time, and time is a tough one in this story because we're dealing with a couple of different types of time lapses. We have the time that feels like it's elapsing on the planet, which feels like literal days. Like, if I had to take a stab at how long the Rossi has been here on Illis, I would say I feel like it's been no more than 3 days that they've actually been here. But in the stories, it was weeks. And the scale of the amount of time it takes for messages to travel between Illis and the Earth, and the amount of time it takes for ships to travel from the ring gate to Illis and from the ring gate to Earth, it's weeks. It's immense amounts of time. And so we're working on a couple of different subjective time scales here, and it feels like we've been telling a story outside of Illis that has spanned weeks and weeks and weeks, while at the same time we are telling a story on Illis that is only a couple of days long. So it feels a little disjointed, but perhaps they're just not doing a great job of conveying how much time has actually passed on Illis, or I'm missing those cues. I'm just not sure. But man, like I said, very much enjoying the added storylines. They really are spicing this up, and it makes it so I don't know what's going on at least half the time, and I like that a lot. I half expected Mertry's shuttle bomb to show up while they were rigging up these gantries and lines and so on, but right at the end there, it seemed like he was giving them the command to go mess up their progress. So I guess we'll have to see how that goes. Long before now, in the books, Naomi had noticed that there was something odd about this shuttle, and they made an attempt to preemptively disable this bomb shuttle. And unfortunately, in the books, Naomi was captured and held captive on the Edward Israel. And it was only later that we rescued Naomi and started all of these plans for, rescuing the Barba Piccola and, various things like that. So that type of story seems to clearly not exist at all, and part of that, I believe, is because one of the main characters that was really instrumental in that storyline was a character that is not present in the show, and that would be Havelock, who was the basically second in command of Mercury, but the person in charge of security aboard the Edward Israel. And he held Naomi captive for some number of days or weeks and eventually helped her escape. But he doesn't exist in this show, and so that whole storyline won't exist, I'm suspecting, because we've only got 2 more episodes in this season. I don't think there's time for it. So we have abandoned a couple things, but added in much more. So anyway, very much enjoying the tension and the feeling of just the pure sadness that came from that memorial, and the bleak sense of abandonment that's happening in the Mars storyline. We're getting thrown all around an emotional landscape, especially with Amos's incident there and his like abandoning all hope, and I don't know, suicide by slug, perhaps that was his plan. I don't know, but we're really getting tossed around the emotional landscape, and it's been just fantastic as far as I'm concerned. I love every minute of it. All right, thanks so much, guys, for all your support. This show has been far better than I gave it any expectation for being, even through this season 4, which my understanding is a lot of people say this is their least favorite season of the show, and I can get that a little bit, but I think it's held up quite well. Certainly in comparison to the amount of what am I trying to say? The amount of improvement over the book story. I think that it's far a greater improvement over book 4 than a lot of the other seasons have been improvements over their subsequent books. So, all right, thank you guys so much again for all the support, all the likes and the subs, and we really appreciate all your comments, and we read all of them. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.